Hello, and welcome back to this week's K-pop podcast. I hope you're all well. In this podcast episode, I basically want to dedicate this episode to discussing BTS, the K-pop industry, include a little bit of Stray Kids, and discuss what's going on, what I thought about the album, my sentiment, and perhaps what will happen in the future. But of course, let me know what you think down below. I'd love to know your thoughts. Now let's get on with the podcast. Of course, how can I ignore? BTS just had their comeback. They released their anthology album, which includes demos, which you actually can't hear unless you purchase the albums yourself, although of course people are uploading it onto YouTube, so you can just listen on YouTube, I guess. But yes, the main music video got released, and it is their yet-to-come music video. I did think personally that there was going to be another music video following this one, but this seems to be BTS's main song. They really went for it. A slower, I don't want to say ballad, but a nostalgic tune. It's a very sweet melody, and personally, I do like the song. I really like the intro, and I like the chorus. The music video itself has a theme of nostalgia running through it. The main message that BTS are trying to relay is that they're saying the best is yet to come. And it's reminding us that they haven't forgotten their roots, their origin. They're showing that through the motifs throughout the music video while you're watching it. There's so many callbacks, Easter eggs, and references relating to their previous music and music videos. For example, Blood, Sweat and Tears and Spring Day, etc., etc. And I think that that was a really nice touch, very nostalgic. It's giving back to the fans in a way where it's reminding the fans that they know where they came from and they know who they are because of the fans. It's, sort of because of your support, we've gone through this journey and we won't forget our roots, and we know you haven't forgotten our roots either. That's the kind of message that I got from the video and the song. I mean, they were saying in the lyrics that they can't really believe these labels that have been placed on them, like the best band ever, the best thing ever, just the best full stop. And it's them being very humble about it and saying that they're still going to strive towards making more music, making more art for us, the fans. So I thought that that was really nice. I do like it, but I do also really like it when BTS kind of delve a bit deeper and go into the philosophy of things and kind of provide Easter eggs and theories with, like, for instance, the Run era, Blood, Sweat and Tears era, even Fire, for example, had a lot of motifs where you could go and research and create a connecting theory about the universe and the plot and the characters in each music video and how it overlaps everything. And I think that's a big reason why I really like Hybe, and to an extent TXT do this, especially in Hybe. Let's just say, for an example, they've started as vampires and have continued as vampires throughout all their music. If you listen close enough, read the lyrics close enough, and look at the motifs close enough, you can tell that there is that story there from day one. But I do understand that Hybe, for example, have only been around for about 2 years, so they've been able to keep up the chronology a lot easier than BTS. So I think the callbacks are really nice, and I'm sure it's made a lot of people cry while watching the music video. I thought the vocals were lovely, and just everyone looked really nice. I was talking to 3 different people. Well, actually, okay, so I spoke to one person and I asked them what they thought about the song and the video, and they said that BTS were using nostalgia as a way to hide the fact that the song isn't the best song ever. It's not as impactful, the song, and they said that it wasn't as amazing as their previous releases. For example, I'll bring it up again, Blood, Sweat and Tears, DNA, etc. It's just not as powerful. That was one person's opinion, and then another person's opinion, they were actually quite shocked that that was the title track and music video. They said to me, okay, so when's the next music video coming out? And I said, oh, no, that's it. And then they were like, well, that's not good. I'm not happy. And that's someone who's been a fan for as long as I've been a fan, which is, how long have BTS been active for now? 8 years? It's quite interesting. I saw also a poll. Someone did a poll on YouTube saying, how have you been enjoying the song? I'm quite surprised how split it was. A lot of people said it wasn't their cup of tea. Other people said they hadn't even seen it yet. And then the rest said that they liked it. But I think what I'm trying to get at is the environment for K-pop now is very saturated, but not saturated in a way where there's a huge difference in quality. A lot of K-pop groups and K-pop artists have really stepped up their game. The groups that are debuting are in higher quality in terms of their music and their performances and their art in general, to the point where I think people are, there was a time where everyone was looking really, really forward to BTS releases, but I think the problem is BTS have left their releases to get longer and longer. The periods between releasing music, releasing content has gotten longer and longer, where they've actually let other groups have the time to have very good comebacks, create very good content, and be on and on and on and on. I mean, for instance, yes, this BTS comeback has occurred, but at the same time, I've been busy with watching Stray Kids Circus come back, and I'm still trying to get over NCT Dream's Beatbox. That's a great song. I've recently gotten into Twice, so I have all of Twice's discography to go through and enjoy. And of course, Le Seraphim's debut has been nice to listen to. And then these random artists, Jessie with Zoom and Kang Daniel, for instance, etc. So what I'm trying to say is it just feels like there's so much more good K-pop content. It's not an emergency to listen to BTS because I have nothing else to listen to. That's just not the case anymore. And I think there was a time when we were so excited for their releases, and their releases were like back to back. And I totally understand that you need to do that in the world of business, in the world of K-pop. A really good example, once again, is like TXT come out with comebacks quite quickly, I think. And Enhypen are literally having another comeback, I think, next month. And it shows you, especially early in your career as an idol, you really have to release music quite quickly. You have to have a quick turnover because you have to quickly grab that momentum and build that fan base. Build, and then once you reach a certain level of fandom where you know anything you release is going to be a surefire hit, you can kind of calm down a bit more and release less and less music and enjoy more time off, relax a bit more, and just kind of like ride the wave. And I totally get that and I understand that, but I just think in BTS's case, I think if you're going to have such long gaps in between comebacks, you need to make sure that the song you come out with is impactful, fresh, new, and just strong. Have a strong comeback so then people will remember you and be excited for your music. I mean, unfortunately, because Permission to Dance left such a bad taste in my mouth, because I didn't like it, to be honest, I don't like Permission to Dance, and I know it's not BTS's fault and I do not blame them. I blame their management for allowing too much influence that wasn't BTS into that song, and I think it robbed BTS of their unique identity and flavor. I will say with this particular song, I think this feels a lot more BTS, which is great. You can tell that they've been more involved in the production of Yet to Come, and I think that's why it's a better song. It's a better song than Butter for me and Permission to Dance and possibly Dynamite, possibly. I think we were all expecting a big, dancey, hard song. I think we were all expecting that, and so it just kind of subverted expectations. For some people, it'll be fine. It won't be in a bad way. For me, I'm quite neutral. Do I wish for them to return to DNA and Blood, Sweat and Tears time? Yes, but they're telling us in that video, in this nostalgic video, that that's not them anymore and they've grown from that and they've changed. I think it's just trying to get us to accept the past. That music is still there, those memories are still there, and they're saying we enjoyed the music that we made, but let's kind of move forward, and there's more things we'll be releasing, more things that will be coming out, and kind of stay tuned for this new journey we're taking. That's the impression that I got from that song, from that music video, and I think that's why they released an anthology album as well, to kind of bring back that nostalgia and celebrate what they've done so far. But personally, I was thinking more and more about it, and I know that they're saying the best is yet to come and stay tuned. It just, watching that music video had a big disconnect from what they were trying to say and the feeling that it was giving off. And what I mean by that is, to me, it felt like a farewell song. It felt like a goodbye. And I'm not sure if it's BTS saying goodbye to their old selves, their old music, their past era, or if it's them saying goodbye as a group for now, because unfortunately, Jin's time is up. If the government and the military are going to be adamant about Jin going to the military, enlisting, then technically his time is up and he does need to go. And it's technically not BTS if a member goes, and then another member will have to go, etc., etc. So unless the government officially declares that BTS don't need to go to the military, and I've had a previous discussion about this in the previous video if you'd like to hear it, if this is the end of BTS as a group for at least a while until all the enlistment is done, then that makes sense with the video. That's the feeling I was getting, but it doesn't mean that it's the end of BTS per se, because I think they were being hopeful and talking about the future in a way where it's because they're going to release solo music, do solo endeavors, maybe subunit music as well. They will definitely still be active, the members that don't go to the military. I think they will still make music because clearly they love music. I wouldn't be surprised if V goes into acting more and leaves the solo album to people like Jungkook, you know? I wouldn't be surprised if this song was a goodbye to this era of BTS until we're all done with the military, and then probably they'll come back with one album to say thanks and bye again. But I do think there will be solo music in between. And I do think that Hybe recreated or were influenced by Big Bang's recent music video, their recent song Life, which definitely is a goodbye song as well, I think, which deeply upsets me. But that's kind of why I get that goodbye nostalgic feeling, because the Big Bang song also felt like a farewell. Although the BTS song does seem a bit more hopeful, more is to come, but we will definitely see. In terms of the other songs that got released, they're both once again bringing and including the fans and thanking the fans and being grateful and once again reflecting and looking back on things, which is why I'm saying it just seems a bit too nostalgic in a way where it feels like a goodbye, even if they're not trying to say goodbye, it feels like that. But that's just my opinion. I still think that these are nice songs. Like, they clearly are really good singers. They're good at making music, so it is sad for me that I feel like I'm unsure what kind kind of music we're going to get in the future, if we're going to get anything. I feel the same way I felt when I listened to Big Bang's Life. It's the same kind of sad, nostalgic feeling, and I'm not sure what we're going to get in the future, but I am going to hope that maybe we will. Like I said previously in the previous podcast episode, BTS have released an anthology album with 3 new songs, and I'm wondering if they have 3 other songs that are unreleased that will be released with another anthology album later this year. So perhaps BTS will have one more comeback before Jin goes, release that anthology album with 3 new songs, and maybe those will be quite hard-hitting, fast-paced songs. Maybe this is just like their intro half-year comeback, and then they'll have another half-year comeback, which is like an outro, but hard-hitting. And even if it is kind of a farewell for now, hopefully they'll leave a really good impression in our minds instead of this kind of sad one, this sad melancholy feeling that I'm feeling every time I listen to Yet to Come. But I have been listening to it on a loop, so clearly I enjoy the song. But I've said it before and I'll say it again, I do think if BTS do end up kind of having to split up because military enlistment, when watching Stray Kids and their circus comeback, I do think unfortunately the world doesn't allow for more than one big boy group in the world, which I think is not right. I wish that there could be way more K-pop groups storming the world together in an alliance and union, but it just seems like at least the American music industry won't allow for more than one group at a time. As I said, it was One Direction, then One Direction split up, which was perfect timing for BTS to come in there and, global domination, excellent. But I do think that if BTS do have to start splitting up, then they can't be BTS while military enlistments are going on. So it'll just be the perfect time for Stray Kids to naturally rise and basically pick up where BTS left off. And I think that that's important. I don't want to pit groups against each other. It started with things like Big Bang getting nominated for a European Music Award, which was incredible. I remember the year they won for Fantastic Baby, that Alive album, and Taeyang spoke in English, gave an acceptance speech, and it was amazing. And then EXO have been nominated for, Best Foreign Act, things like that, and that's amazing. And then now BTS have been nominated at the Grammys, and that's unbelievable. And I'm just not sure if they're going to be able to win it in the time frame that they have if Jin has to go. Like, if they can't release music as a group, I'm not sure then if they're going to win that Grammy. But BTS have really helped, and they've really added to making K-pop something bigger and just more profound and letting so many more people experience K-pop. And I think that that's amazing. And I think they've really helped open the eyes of people and accept Korean music and Korean culture so much more. I just think it's incredible, and I don't want to detract from their achievements and really creating this whole thing of like music doesn't have a language barrier. Music is only a barrier if you let it be. That's amazing. But I do think that the Grammys unfortunately have created this sort of barrier where it's just been so difficult for BTS to win, and I think that that's horrible, and they did deserve to win, but that's just my own personal sentiment. I'm not sure if they'll win with this song. They might do. I hope they will, just so that they can relax, because we all know they've been working and gunning for it, so I kind of just want them to get it so then they can chill, retire. It's good. You've done so much service, thank you for your service, chill. If they don't win and Stray Kids end up winning, it will be because of BTS and BTS's predecessors and so on. Like, it's a BTS had to walk so that Stray Kids could run. That's how I want it to be seen, and not like I want them pitted against each other. It's not that. It's bands, helping further the genre, helping further the K-pop music industry in Korea, Korean culture, foreign music being respected as an art, K-pop being respected as music and not just a gimmick. It reaches out to people and touches people, and like I said, BTS have shown that it can change the world and change ideals. If BTS can't complete this journey of like the Grammys and absolute unlocking of barriers, I want the next group to come in there and just knock that door down. But it's sort of like opening a jar. It's like, that saying, like, I loosen the jar top for you, I loosen that for you, that's why you can open it. Like that. That's the sentiment I want to get across. But I do think after watching Stray Kids and their comeback, like Maniac was so good, I really am enjoying Circus. I want to watch it some more. Whereas BTS, you can tell that they're tired, and I totally understand that they're tired. They've been working non-stop, whereas Stray Kids still have the energy. They have the energy to follow through and to work. And like I said, have those back-to-back comebacks that are really needed to keep that momentum up, to keep that energy going. You need to constantly be coming back and doing all of this promotion and interview after interview and shows, because that's how you stay in the public's consciousness and stay relevant in pop culture, and that's how hopefully you will get that awards recognition. And I'm saying that as it's very unfair and it's not right, because I know that Western artists don't need to do the same thing. People like Taylor Swift can go away, take time, then release an album, win all the Grammys, and then go away again. But there is racism there, and there is discrimination, and so for the K-pop groups it kind of is like, nope, you just got to keep working, keep coming back, and then then we'll give you your award, or we'll give you this privilege, etc., etc. And yeah, it's not right, but that's the way things are now. It is changing. And like I said, I do think BTS were so impactful in breaking down those barriers a little bit more and making it slightly easier for the next group. But that's just my thinking. I'd love to know what you think. What did you think about this BTS comeback? Do you agree with my sentiments or do you disagree? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for listening. Bye!